Hey guys, how's everything going? This is Jaser. I'm going to start a new series of videos, which is to walk through the React source code. I believe you're using React every day. Me too. I'm using React to create my side project or doing my work, and I have roughly understand what React is doing internally, but never read the details of the source code. So I'm going to start reading on it. Hope after several days, I would say, I could have a better understanding of the internals, especially on the source code. I've searched on the Google is that a lot of resources have explained how the source code of React, but they have a huge problem that they do it like usually they at the beginning they will explain a lot of big ideas, like the big concept or what is fiber, what is this, what is that, and then they will give you a big picture like a huge flowchart. So say, hey, this is how the React source code is doing. So each part you need to understand this, understand that. But actually, that's not very helpful to me, especially I would say, because it's kind of like learning something at school. I don't know something, and the teacher tells us to do. I need to remember. I need to recite. I need to put a lot of things in my head, and then get used to it. So that is not the way I want to do about the React source code walkthrough. So in this series of videos, I'm going to do a different way, like do it like more debugging way, like do it more I would say rather than top down but bottom up fashion. So this is the first episode. It's about debugging a Hello World React application. Let's begin. Okay, so to start we look at the React contribution guide. It actually tells us how to do it locally. Just clone the repository and the yarn build, and then open the fixture dev.html. Yeah, so let's do it. Let's clone it and then run the yarn build. It will take a short amount of time. You can see that React development and React production and React DOM development, React DOM production, they are all built. And then in the source code, there is the dev, which is here, fixture, packaging, Babel standalone dev. We open it. It actually have two references to our development build of React and React DOM, and a remote reference to the Babel.js, because we're going to support the JSX syntax on the fly. So we use type text Babel, and we render a hello world in the h1 tag to the container. Container is here. And then everything is done, build is done. Let's open the dev.html. Okay, see the hello world. This, you can see that in the container, now h1 tag is inserted. So in this video, I want to know the general picture of how this hello world is inserted in the container, right? We all know that React is a virtual DOM, and so what exactly is that? Let's take a look. So my approach is that we open the performance tab and record a profiling session, and then focus on the rendering part here, where the DOM is modified. Let's take a look at the waterfall. Here is the event parse HTML and event.dom content loaded, function call, blah blah blah. There's actually a lot of green area. If you look at the name, you will see that it's transform script tag, transcript, blah blah, parse. Yes, parse. It's actually, this is a Babel to support the JSX syntax, so we can ignore that. And only you need to see here, append child. Maybe the Babel actually appends some child here of script tag, and the script is evaluated, and then you see the render here. This render actually is our render. React DOM, you see, we write React DOM render, so it's our render, and the waterfall is if some other function is called within this function. It will be placed below it, and when it's done, it's going to the right along the timeline. So the actual order of all these functions, the order would be go from top along the border you could think of. So evaluate the script, anonymous, render, and legacy render, legacy container, blah blah here, and then go here, and then go here, blah blah blah, like this. Yeah, so actually the last step, which insert h1 tag, is actually should be at the bottom right? We zoom in and take a look. Yeah, you can see that there is called insert or append placement node into container. This is actually what we want, right? Yeah, there's actually a link to where this function is. We click it. Sadly, I don't know why it is not clickable, but the good news is that we can open the source tag, we open the React DOM development, and then open the P, and just type in the line number with this column, and we can go straight to that function. This is it. This is it. Insert or append placement node into container. Yeah. So we can do what? Add a breakpoint. Now, before we start our breakpoint, let's roughly take a look what is going on. We call it render. This is old-fashioned. This current fashion of render, so it's sync. This concurrent mode is not set to default yet, so you see that there is no break of this function call. All the calls below it is actually within its call stack frame, and then it calls legacy render, and this actually create a root for DOM container, and this unbatched updates, anonymous update container, schedule update on Fiber, blah blah blah, perform sync. There's render roots. We need to take a look at here actually, perform a sync work on root, and then render, and then commit. So React actually do the render and commit in different phases. I mean, render actually is to calculate the difference, and commit is actually where the DOM is manipulated. Well, anyway, let's set a breakpoint and reload. Let's see what happens. My network is not very good. Okay, now it's go. Okay, so the program stops at this insert or append a placement node into the container. Let's see what the call stack is. The call stack should be from here up to the render. The siblings of the commit root, this will be not included. Anyway, let's take a look. The good point of this call stack is that we can click on this call and to see where the function is. Okay, render. We find the render. Yeah, this is the render. So this is where we call the React to render, right? And this is the dev code we can ignore. And then it says legacy render subtree into container. Well, from its name, we see that the element is the element is the JSX representation, right? It's you can think of it as a JSON representation of the DOM tree. Yeah. It actually, the h1 tag here, type is h1 and props is children, and this type of is to avoid this security issue. So add this to use symbol to avoid like the identical JSON representation just being placed into the React world. It will React will filter that out. So render element, this usually will be JSX container callback. We don't use callback now. So for render, it's pretty simple. It's just a call, a successive call to a legacy render subtree into the container. Element container false. Yeah. So we could go to the legacy render subtree into container to see what is going on. Okay, here. The call stack reminds us that here is the most important part. Okay. From the function name, we know that it's a legacy way, but there's a new way. So I also use a Lucy chart to keep track of the memo. So this is a render, this is a legacy, I would say. So legacy means not concurrent mode. This is what I believe. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. So this is warning we could ignore, and root, we get the container, React root container. We get the root and get the fiber root. Fiber root, if not root, this is because this is the as the command says, it's initial mount. This is the first time we render something, so there's no root yet. But now it is already rendered. Let's take a look at the container here. We can see that there is a React container. Oh, it's not yet. Let's flush the, yeah. Root container. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, you see that there is a root container. So this is actually the entry for the React world, right? By hooks, I would say, the hooks to the React world from the real DOM world. Okay, looks interesting. Okay, because this is the initial mount, we create, there is not React world yet, React application, so we create legacy, create root from DOM container, which is actually this part. Yeah, legacy here, create a root. We don't need to see the details yet, but I will memo it. So this needs to be at a question mark. So I will come back to this part later in another video maybe. Anyway, we create a root, and the fiber root is the root for the eternal root. So default actually is the fiber root, even if it is not concurrent mode. So fiber root is the internal root. All React is all on fiber now. We don't have the callback yet, so we ignore it. Initial mount should not be batched, so we use unbatched update. If this is not initial mount, it means that there is already a React application. Then actually you see that it just called the update container. Update container will always be called. The parameters are all the same, but unbatched updates will be added, will be used to wrap the update container in the initial mount. So how does it do it? Let's take a look at the implementation. Oh, yeah. You see that unbatched updates, it actually will just call the function directly, but will set the execution context. It will add the batched context. We will remove from it, I would say, and use the legacy unbatched context. So this is something called execution context. There will be some globals for execution context. I will leave a memo here. Yeah, what is execution context? Anyway, it's some global flags. Okay. Here is it. Let's go to the update container. The update container is, well, okay, I will break point here. Let's go to it. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually needs to add the breakpoint better. Okay, update container, this is the element. As we see, this is the fiber root, which was created along with the container DOM container. So we get the fiber, yeah, updated. So this will be done in sync way. That blah blah blah, get the current lane. So what is lane? Maybe something about about the priority, right? I'm not sure of it yet, so I'll leave a memo here. Regress update lane. So what is lane? Okay, Let's continue. So anyway, we get some kind of a lane. It's actually a number. So we get the context for subtree. This may be the React context, I would say, or the execution context. Let's take a look. Fiber parent context, unmask context, parent context. I don't know yet. Anyway, let's continue. Update container. Yeah, here we go. We continue container context, pending context, blah blah blah. Now we see that to update the container, it will actually not just to update the DOM, right? As we explained, it actually will modify the DOM in the commit phase. The render phase will only be used to calculate the difference. So here, even the calculated difference will be scheduled. I mean, you see that update, create update, event time, name. You will create the update object, and the update will say the element is element. This update, and in queue the update current $1. Where is current $1? This is fiber node. And update. So we'll in queue update. Some kind of queue, even if you array or not, I don't know. Actually, this updated container in queue update. What is update? I know. And then there is something called fiber. I heard of it, but not sure of it. Anyway, you use some kind of queue. It says in queue, and put it in a queue, and then schedule update on fiber. Yeah, update. So it will schedule update on fiber, and nothing more, right? Entangled transitions. So there's something new. What is entangled transitions? I know, and schedule update on fiber. Yeah, let's go to this function and set a breakpoint. Okay, so this schedule update on fiber, we get a fiber node. Add one fiber node. This is schedule. Schedule means that we would accomplish the task in a certain manner, right? It is not say do it right away. Like there's a coordinator coordinating everything. Okay, now root. Of course, we have a root. It is not null. We go blah blah mark root updated. It's kind of like a dev root equals WorkInProgress root. What is WorkInProgress root? Yeah, don't know it. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, let's take a look if it is WorkInProgress root is null, but it should be global. Root is the root fiber node. It's not, so we got here. Lane equals sync lane. Yeah, this is true because we say the legacy React render. This is async. Okay, so here, what should do? Oh, it runs here. It says this is a legacy edge case. The initial mount of a React render routes inside the batched updates should be asynchronous, but the layout updates should be deferred until the end of the batch. Okay, now we see the performance sync work route, right? And if here, so else is skipped, and then else will not go here. Yeah, this is all for the schedule. So schedule actually will just all the render actually, this is the end, I would say. From now on, everything is scheduled. Okay, now it says it is a legacy world. Okay, oh, I should not say this because this is currently is legacy mode. Perform sync work on root is called. Perform sync work on root. It's from the name. It says on the root. We've already got it's the root for the container. It's not container, but the root element in the React world for the root. And perform some work synchronously. So let's see what it is. Flush passive effects. What is flush passive effect? And then blah blah blah. Here, which one? Oh, this one. So roots WorkInProgress root. Obviously it's not. WorkInProgress is new. No. And then get a names, and then get the exec status render root sync. Actually, we have a render root sync. If it's a render root sync, yeah, roots, yeah. So now we render it. Previous execution context, blah blah blah. Reset context dependencies, dispatcher, WorkInProgress root, blah blah. Go here. Yeah, we see that actually we have a do while loop and try to work loop synchronously do the work, synchronously processing all the work it means. And then let's see what it is. Okay, this is a pure while loop. You see, a work loop sync. It means while work in progress is not null, we perform unit of work. This is why I mark it here, work loop sync, and it says if it is not null, we keep performing the unit of work. Okay, here, perform the unit of work repeatedly, right, in the work loop sync. So what is actually a work in progress root? Anyway, let's see what's in this performance unit of work. Ooh. So work in progress is fiber node. Work in progress is fiber node. And in it actually we the current flush state of this fiber is the alternate. Ideally, nothing could rely on this, but rely on this means that we don't need an additional field on a work in progress. I don't know what it is saying, but we get the current from the alternate, and set current fiber unit work, blah blah blah. You see that we have a what this? Begin work, current, unit of work. What is current? Work in progress, current. What is this? Begin work, current, unit of work. Current is the alternate. It actually it is something like begin work, being comparing two state, right? Current and unit of work, alternate. And then let's see what it is. This is the begin work, and original copy return begin work. There's begin work. Let's see begin work. Yeah, you see that begin work. It compare the old props and the new props, right? Comparison is done in the begin work. Props, yeah, and WorkInProgress tag. Oops, I'm sorry, we got it wrong. Here I made a mistake. Render root sync, work sync, PerformUnit of work. And there should be begin work. Begin work. This one. Okay, I'll reload it. I'm sorry. Go to the begin work. Current, it's not null, so it actually won't go down. It's now it's work name, WorkProgress tag. So actually, it's here. It should be something update, right? Compare and update. This is purely insert, I would say, because there's nothing to be compared. We see the tag is 3. What is 3? So this is 5 WorkInProgress.tag. Okay. Anyway, tag. It sees that this should be host root, right? Host root here, host compend. I think it should be host root. Yeah, host root 3, and so it returns an update. Host root. So this is a update how host roots. This is what return update host root current work in progress. This is a compare and root hydrate. Hydrate false, so there's not hydrate, so actually it will be replace, right? Even if there's DOM in the container, it will not be checked the DOM, but just to replace. So you see that reconcile children current work in progress. So there's this reconcile children in this perform work. This is next children. Let's see what it is. Reconcile children, WorkInProgress child, reconcile child. Current is not null, so reconcile child fibers. Reconcile child fibers is object. Let's see what it is. Is object true? So new child type of is React element. So place a single child. Portal. We use the React element. So actually it returns a place single child. Yeah, this is reasonable because for the initial mount, there is nothing to delete. We just insert, right? So place single child. Reconcile single element. What it is? Reconcile single element. Let's see. Child null. Because it's null, so we go back, go down here. This is a fragment type h1. So yeah, you see, we go here. Actually, we create a fiber from element. Yeah, create a fiber from element. This is the element. Create a fiber. This is created. Let's see what it is. We return a fiber node. Okay. So yeah. We want. Oops. We go back to that here. Return this. Update host. So this is actually return a fiber node, right? Let's see. It returns reconcile children. There's no return. Return work in progress child. So this is a child dot child. So this PerformUnit actually, I think creating a tree-like structure seems like, okay. And we can play single child returns a fiber. This returns a fiber node. So we keep doing a PerformUnit of work and creating the fiber node and create on the WorkInProgress and WorkInProgress. Yeah, let's continue. So now we have, and oh, where is it? Update host. Wait a minute. Okay, update here, right? Schedule fiber. We're here. Begin work. Do it here. Performance sync on root. And then yeah, we have done the render root sync. Where render root sync, work loop sync. Yeah, and then we go to the root tag is here. There are some more check. Something wrong. Reconcile children. Oh, let's go directly to. Okay, let's come here. Commit root, perform sync on root. We've checked the here, right? Render root sync, and the root tag is 0, and the exit state is 5. It's not error, so we go to the commit root. It said root finished work is finished work. The finished work is the root current, the alternate. Okay, and then commit root. So we commit it. Let's take a look at the commit root. Commit root, it's called commit root implementation. I would say this implementation, and then blah blah blah. Flush passive effects. I don't know, flush passive effects, what it is. Yeah, here, flash, it's also in flush passive effects. And then mark commit. This is some profiling, I would say. Root finished word null, blah blah blah. Code back null, blah blah. Oh shit! I forgot to set the breakpoint. Sorry. Again? Come on. Okay, this is the commit, and root. It's not WorkInProgress root. WorkInProgress root, where you have a WorkInProgress root. This is WorkProgress. We want the WorkInProgress. It kind of like these are globals. It's not, so we go to here, blah blah blah. Subtree has effects, root has effects. Blah blah blah. Commit mutation. Mutation is modification, right? As we see that this should mutation effects begin, while next effect, fiber is next effect. Deletions, check deletions, and then we next effect is child. So the roots actually, yeah, fiber child. Let's see what fiber child is. Okay, and then complete, while next effect is not null, we get next effect. What is effect? Mutation effects. Here, mutation effects. Mutation effect. Anyway, it's kind of like some callbacks to mutate something. Deletion no, and then commit complete. Where is it? Currently where it? Where is the current breakpoint? Oh god. Ugh. Shit. Let's go here. Here, yeah, complete. And then complete checking the next effect, and then invoke guarded callback. Figure about the guarded callback, commit mutation effects on fiber. This is the real function, I would say. Yeah, the fiber. And then check the primary tags, script primary tags. If it is placement, it is placement update. And it should be placement, right? Yeah, should be placement primary tags. Let's see, flags. Finish the work, flags. This is something interesting. Okay, and commit placement. Let's take a look. And here gets the host component, host root, parent it is the container info, and then insert or append. Oh, finally, it's container, then insert append, noting container. If it is not a container, insert append placement node. It's container because it is container, so we call this one, yeah, tag node tag, and you see that we insert node before or append child to the container. Is host tag host portal. Container. Yeah. Let's remove all the breakpoints. Remove all breakpoints. And go here again. Oh, my network is not good. Yeah, the node is the fiber node. The tag is 5. The tag is 5. If it is host component, host text. Is host true? And if it is before is null, so it's not before. We append child to container. State node. What is state node? A lot of concept. Append child container. parent, insert append child. Finally, a parent append child. So it's done. Finally, it's done. Yeah. So this is the whole flow to see that how React to render something into the DOM. Let's review it one more time. Render, legacy render subtree into container. It will actually just call some functions and add the update project and to send it to schedule, update container, schedule. And in the schedule, because it's legacy mode, it will actually perform sync work on root. And this is actually the scheduler, and do some work and will recursively, repeatedly perform all the unit of works. And it will keep track of the work in progress and work in progress root when everything is done and the difference is checked, and then it will commit the root. And this will also do it in a recursive way, and will check the different tags, what it is, if it is placement, if it is update, and all kinds of fiber node, and do the corresponding mutations on the DOM. This is the real work. So this is a DOM, React DOM. This is schedule, and this is commit. This is render. This is commit. Okay, I'll add a label here. This is actually render. Scheduled render, and below it it's commit, and here it should be some I would say this is actually open API or trigger APIs. Yeah. So this is general picture of the simplest React DOM render stuff. Okay, hope it helps. In the following videos, we would dive into details of each part, like the fiber, like the work in progress, and each functions to see what is going on. Okay, that's it. Hope it helps. See you next time. Bye bye.